The fans, the media, the organisation and the team staff are all arriving thick and fast, ready for the start of this year's Tour de France. And for the riders, well, their preparation's all done now. The weeks and months of racing and dedicated training is all done and they're ready for the start. They're flying, quite literally, into the island of Corsica. Among those we saw arriving today were Kesikov and Gavazzi of Astana, Stegmans of Omega Pharma and a trio of BMC riders. And also along the route we saw somebody training, Simon Clarke of the Orica-GreenEdge squad.
Look, there's that extra level of, I suppose, pressure and preparation that you need to do, knowing that it's the biggest race in the world, and this isn't. No one comes to this race for preparation. This is the biggest, as big as it gets. So you have to make sure you've done everything right personally, and make sure you're 110% ready to go.
And do you think O'Grady's just as excited as he was for his first Grand Tour?
Mate, he absolutely loves it. This will be like, he'll be as excited as I am doing my first one as he's doing his 17th or whatever it is.
Well, this might be just a small blip in the overall scheme of things at this year's Tour de France. But actually, this point here does carry some significance. It's the only King of the Mountains point on the first stage of the race, and whoever comes over this climb first will be in the King of the Mountains jersey on the podium at the end of the stage. Well, whilst the riders' preparations for the Tour de France might be complete and they can relax on these last few days running up to the start of the race, the same can't be said for the mechanics. You can see the Lamprey guys behind me still working on the riders' bikes. With each rider having 2 to 3 road bikes and a couple of time trial bikes, that adds up to around 40 to 50 that these guys have got to look after. And of course, they've also got to put the race numbers on and the transponders. So the job starts here for them, and it's going to be a tough 3 weeks. Oh, this small town of Porto Vecchio, which is going to host the start of the first stage, is, well, a lot smaller than I was expecting when I came over here. It seems hard to imagine in some ways that the biggest annual sporting event in the world, the Tour de France, is going to start here in just a few days' time. But even in the few days that we've been here, it has been getting gradually bigger. Of course, the locals have been ready for this race to come here since the route was announced at the end of last year. With more tourists and fans arriving every day on the ferries and in the airport, this is going to be one crowded town on Saturday morning. Well, I'm not sure about any of you there at home, but I for one am getting very excited at the prospect of this race starting in a couple of days' time. I'm biased, but I'm hoping and betting on Mark Cavendish to take that first stage victory and also the first yellow jersey. We've got some videos coming up here on GCN with bike profiles of some of the favourites to take that first stage victory. Who's your favourite? Who do you want to win? Let us know in the comments section down below.